Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are talking about Hermès lipsticks. I was very lucky to get my hands on a few sample packs of the satin and also matte finish formula. So I thought we could just do some swatches, give you my opinion on these lipsticks. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. As many of you know, I'm a makeup artist and also esthetician, and I now offer an online beauty consulting service. So this is where you and I chat about your beauty concerns, whether it's your makeup or your skincare. If you have a couple of questions or you need like an overhaul with a lot of your products, when you book a consultation with me, the perk or the luxury of it is you pay for my years of experience, my years of training, my expertise, my years of working one-on-one with clients. So if you'd like to make an appointment for yourself, or if you'd like to buy a gift card for someone special who's also a makeup lover, click the link in the description box down below to make your appointment or buy your gift card. All right, as I mentioned, we will be talking about Hermès lipsticks and nothing else. So I asked you guys on Instagram if you guys wanted to see all of these swatches, and there was a resounding yes. A few of you unfortunately had heart palpitations because you thought that this was the new blush. No, unfortunately it is not. It is just a very lovely sample pack here. Now I have to say that even the sample pack feels luxe. I mean, it should be. It's Hermès. It's probably like the top of the top. I mean, there's like Chanel, Louis Vuitton, and Hermès, and like I feel like Hermès kind of is at the top of the top here. So even the box feels very luxurious. I'm having a hard time throwing away the little sample pack here. All right, let's go ahead and dive into the video. I'll start by going into a description and claim of the lipstick, and then I will do a swatch on my lips and also the back of my hand of every single color that I have here. I have a mix of satin and matte. I think this will be helpful for those of you at home because a lot of us are buying online. So if any of you have color or skin tone, etc., that looks kind of close to me, you'll be able to judge how it might look on you as well. So these lipsticks are made in Italy and they retail at 87 Canadian plus tax. I told you it was luxury. So the satin formula says it's a luminous satin finish lipstick. Its texture, as much as it is rich, delivers a vibrant, long-lasting color. It leaves the lips supple and conditioned. And these lipsticks are refillable, so you're practically saving money by buying these. And the refills are sold separately. There's also a lip shine formula, which I don't have. These seem to be more sheer, kind of pearlescent lipsticks. These are probably ones that I would not get. At this price, I definitely want it to be a bit more opaque. And of course, there's also a very luxurious lip balm. I'll start off by going into these satin colors because I have less of these. And I'll go into the lighter one first. This one is Rose Epicé, number 21, and this is a satin finish. So Rose Epicé evokes a sensual, new horizons, spicy and fragrant with the natural tones of terracotta. Will this be fragrant? Going in with a lip brush. Okay, so this is Rose Epicé. Now I have to say that if I saw this in a tube of lipstick, I don't think that this is a color I would have gravitated towards naturally, but I think it's really lovely. I think this warm, spicy, pinky, terracotta like color is really nice. It's very flattering. It kind of reminds me of the like Your Lips but better, but you can see that there's a warmth and there's a little something extra here. I think this is a very easy lipstick color to wear. I think it'll be flattering on a lot of different skin tones, and it does give me that like rosy nude vibe, but a little bit elevated. It's time to move on from Rose Epicé and move on to our next satin finish. So I do have some Bioderma here on the side, as well as a Dior lip balm to swatch in between applications. Now my next satin finish is number 33, Orange Boîte, and this is the orange of the Hermès boxes, the Hermès bags. So it's the signature color, but in a satin lipstick. And it's been the house's signature color since 1942. All right, so this is Orange Boîte. I don't know why it's called Orange Boîte and not Boîte Orange. Just a little side note. So as you can see, this is extremely orange. I am partial to an orange lipstick, orangey red, but this like brings it to a new level. And I think there's a lot of yellow in this lipstick here as well. I had a harder time making this color opaque compared to the first color, the Rose Epicé. I'm not sure why, maybe it's just the formula, but as you can see, it's really lovely. I think with a white manicure and this like beautiful, vibrant top, it does make me think of summer, a tan, the beach, the tropics, etc. It's definitely a very orange lipstick. Like that's exactly what you're getting here, is this orange fire color. This type of shade is probably not for everyone. I totally get it. But if you want just like a pure orange lipstick, this is definitely it. So as far as the formula, the comfort and the wear of the satin formula, I find them to be very buttery, very creamy. You know, when I was wearing these, I almost felt like I knew I was wearing something on my lips, like I had something there, but it was almost more like a lip balm or a chapstick. Like these feel very buttery. They don't feel waxy, they don't feel drying, they feel very comfortable. That being said, since it is more of a satiny formula, these did wear for several hours through eating and drinking, but it's a satin lipstick. It's not a tattoo. It isn't super glue, so you will have to reapply throughout the day. It's not going to be a 12-hour impeccable without moving lipstick. I think if I was going to compare this Hermès satin formula to any other lipstick, I would compare it to the Chanel Rouge Coco lipstick. The Rouge Coco from Chanel, I think, are a bit more wet, a bit more slippery, but it's still that same sort of like buttery satin formula. It's the classic lipstick tube that feels buttery and hydrating, but I think the Chanel one has more slip to it. All right, let me take this off and let's dive into the matte formulas. Okay, so moving on to the matte lipsticks. There are definitely less colors available. In the matte formula, there are only 11 shades, and in the satin, there are 18. So the matte formula is described as a comfortable, hydrating matte lipstick with a second skin effect. It's velvety, powdery, and delivers an intense, long-lasting color. It is high in concentration. Its pigments release their imprint in a single application. Okay. And these ones are also refillable as well. Let's dip into the number 33 Orange Boîte, which is the exact same color that I just tried on before, but in a matte texture. Okay, so I think I prefer the matte version of Orange Boîte. Something about the matte formula looks a little bit less intense. It's still very orangey, but somehow it kind of looks a little bit less yellow. And this texture, this formula does feel very velvety, a little bit powdery, definitely like second skin. It doesn't feel very thick right away anyway. Very comfortable even though it's a matte formula. All right, let's move on to Rouge H or Rouge H. I'm guessing the H stands for Hermès. So this color says, created in 1925 for leather, Rouge H is an emblematic color of the House of Hermès, a very elegant dark red with a hint of brown, verging on burgundy. I think this color will be very different from everything else we've seen so far. Now, with the matte formula, they all claim that it's a high concentration of pigments and you get a perfect application in a single swipe. And I definitely see this more with this color here, this deep burgundy with like, on me, there's a bit of berry and brown. It's very lovely. Maybe not for this season, but I think for fall, winter, if you like these deep berry colors, this is a magnificent color, and you definitely get more opacity with this color here. I'm really surprised a little bit by how the Orange Boîte wasn't, like, it applied well, but if I just compare them really quickly to how I applied these, I used different little applicator brushes and I used the same technique, but this one here came on much more opaque and much faster. This has the same texture, this like velvety, powdery, second skin. You don't really feel like it's a lipstick on your lips, it just sort of glides on. Now I did notice that when I was wearing these off camera that the velvet formula is a bit more drying. It's, you know, a matte formula, so it will be more drying. You will have to make sure that you exfoliate. You can definitely end up with dry lips if you don't exfoliate and hydrate properly beforehand, and even after during the day. You might want to apply a little bit of lip balm just to keep that moisture there, but that's pretty standard for any matte lipstick. All right, let's move on to a beautiful, gorgeous red, number 64, Rouge Casaque. So this shade is a characterful, dense, and radiant red, evoking the garment worn by jockeys. I love all the reference to the history of the house and the different emblems. I'm enjoying this whole journey here. Okay, so this color here, I absolutely love. It's a beautiful red. It kind of gives me a little hint of raspberry. It kind of looks like a neutral red with a little bit of blue in it. It's so pretty. I love it. I love this shade. This is also very opaque. A couple of swipes with the little brush here and just boom, you get the color, the pigment, the payoff right away. I absolutely love this color. It's so vibrant. It's fresh at the same time as it is kind of a darker red. It's really lovely. You know, when I was looking at the little bubble pack of samples, I wasn't really sure. I was like, oh, a red, you know, I have so many, but oh no, I think I might need to get this red as well. I'm a little bit sad to take this off because I just love this color so much, but I have one last final color that I have a lot of hope for. So let's move on. All right, so our last color here is number 53, Rouge Orange, and this is described as a lively and harmonious, the fire of vermilion and scarlet. Sounds promising. All right, so Rouge Orange, 10 out of 10, would recommend. It is that beautiful orangey red that I often gravitate towards. I think this and the Rouge Casaque, I don't know if it's Casaque or Casaque, the one that I was wearing beforehand, that like kind of raspberry red, those two I think are my absolute favorite. And also the Rose Epicé, the first one that I wore. Those are the absolute standouts to me. I think what's surprising is the Boîte Orange, the Orange Boîte lip color in the satin and also in the matte wasn't my favorite, which I don't want to say disappointed because color is subjective. You know, something can be amazing on me and not and so on someone else and vice versa. But because I'm so partial to orangey red lipsticks, I just thought pure orange lipstick, that'll be fantastic. But I think I need a little bit of red. I need a little something to cut the orange. Just a pure orange lipstick I don't think is for me, but this mixture with the red and making it warm and spicy is definitely for me. I think this color is on my wish list, especially moving into summer. You know, for me, summer screams warm lipstick, orangey red. And so this type of lip color with like, you know, lots of bronzer and lots of highlighter, that is a summer makeup look in my opinion. So I think going into the next season or so, this is definitely something that I'm going to be purchasing. If I'm going to compare this lipstick to another brand, just for reference for you at home, I think the Givenchy Le Rouge Deep Velvet is kind of similar. That sort of velvety, soft, powdery finish on your lips. I have to say that I've been wearing and swatching like half a dozen of these lipsticks today, and my lips don't feel like falling off, which is a really good sign. Oftentimes when I do these type of lip swatch videos, it can be quite drying and quite exhausting on the lips because you're wiping and swatching, etc. But there's something in this formula that does make it buttery and hydrating. As I mentioned, it's a matte lipstick, so it comes with certain things as well. I also found that the wear was better with the matte lipstick. That's basically a standard across the board for every brand. A matte lipstick will always last a little bit longer than a satin finish, but it is a bit drying, so there's always a little bit of give and take there. It depends on the formula, what you're more comfortable with. Are you more comfortable with reapplying? Are you more comfortable with having drier lips? It's up to you. And also maybe the shade, because the shade selection for the satin finish is better than the matte. Now, I know that this is Hermès, it's super luxury. Is this worth the price tag? Honestly, that is up to you. That is up to you. This lipstick will not do your taxes. It will not cook you dinner every night of the week. It is a lipstick, but you will feel very fabulous, very extra, very bougie carrying around an Hermès lipstick. And especially if you're a bit of a fanatic, if you like the brand, if you like history, and you're reading some of these names and you can make the references in your head. I mean, it's a whole vibe. It's up to you. You know yourself, you know your budget. I personally did hesitate when this launch came out last year. I'm not sure why. I think it was the price tag, to be honest. I was like, do I need another super luxury lipstick? But now I do. I really do. But I do plan on purchasing colors and adding to my collection in the future, especially now that the blushes are on the horizon as well. All right, so I think this is it for today's video. I hope these swatches, the back of my hand swatches, the lip swatches were helpful for you at home. Share your thoughts down below. Let me know if you bought these lipsticks, which formula, which colors. I know a lot of you have a huge collection at home, so feel free to share in the comments. If you're new to my channel, please make sure you're subscribed and also make sure you hit that notification bell on the side so you can be notified whenever I post a new video. Alright guys, I think this is it for today's video. I thank you all so much for stopping by. Hope you have a beautiful day and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!